is one big road. Life is one big road with a lot of. Life is one big road with a lot of signs and more signs. Life is one big road. Life is one big road with a lot of. Life is one big road with a lot of signs and more signs. Born and raised in England, but you want to judge me as American. Fly me down to Washington, judge me where me come from. Calling to the nation of England, I don't care where you come from. If you believe in justice and freedom, sign the petition. That's why I say life is one big road with a lot of signs and more signs. You gotta make up your mind to sign. You gotta make up your mind to sign, yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters and friends, thank you for joining us again on Deen Matters. Today we're asking the question, who is Babar Ahmad? This is a very important question. Why? Because we are a community and we are trying to do our best to make sure that everyone in our community is looked after. And here we have a situation where this brother, this gentleman, has been in prison for more than 7 years. Without charge, and now he's going to be extradited. Or this is the threat is to extradite him to the US, where many fear he may not get a free trial. Now 100,000 signatures are required to ensure that he stays in the UK. So I have my wonderful guests here today, Victoria Britton and Ahnu Mafil from Cage Prisoners, and Victoria is a journalist. Now, the first question I wanted to ask Victoria is, you've been on this show before. We were talking about another brother who was Ahmad Shaka Ahmad. Yeah, I was going to get that. Now, basically, I know many people are dying to ask. I mean, you have this passion to try to help people in these situations here. And first of all, I mean, obviously, people want to ask, like, you could be at home with your feet up, a cup of tea or whatever, and, just maybe like have it on the news or something. Why are you here?
Well, I'd be ashamed of myself if I didn't do the small things I can do, which is sometimes write things and sometimes speak about the cases that I've researched. And Arno spoke earlier about how he finds every case that he's looked at is a huge miscarriage of justice. Well, it's the same for me. And all these cases, I'm a journalist, so I work on my cases. I don't just take them given. Yeah. I do the research, and the level of injustice that I've found in so many of these cases, but the particular two that you've highlighted here, first of all, Shaka Ahmad, who's still in Guantanamo Bay, although the Americans said 3 years ago they never had anything against him. So why is he still there? Why is our government unable to get him out? And secondly, this case of Babar. I find it astounding that not one MP in this period, I know his own MP has visited him and has asked questions about him, but not one has made what I would call a serious row about it. It's completely shaming for us as a society that we can be silent about this kind of injustice. And, for me, it doesn't matter if he's British or Chinese or Muslim or whatever he is, this is wrong. And everybody should find it wrong. And once you find it wrong, you have to do something about it. You can't just say, oh, that's a pity. You'd feel ashamed if you did.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, as I said, people do tend to sit down and think, okay, maybe somebody else is taking care of it. The Muslim community, we, even just in humanity, we have a responsibility, and we have to make sure that we are there helping and helping. Sometimes, it's a bit disappointing. People will say that, they say, okay, look, there's wonderful Victoria, she's helping, when, we ourselves should be doing something more about it.
Well, don't forget, it's much easier for me. I'm a middle-aged English lady, non-Muslim. I don't have the kind of victimization that, for instance, young Muslim men face all the time in this society. Yeah. I'm not surprised when sometimes people hesitate because they think, I've got enough problems. Is this going to bring me another one? Well, I feel that even if that's the case, they have to be brave. And I think one of the great things that Cage Prisoners has done in these years is to motivate so many people to be brave and to see that speaking out, like Mozambique does and like Arno is today and Asim Qureshi, all of them, I think have really shown people that you can do this. All of us can do it, whether you're me or whether you're them.
Yeah, there's something I'd like to say is that as Muslims, that's an obligation for us to help the Muslim prisoners. And there's very clear hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. He said, free the prisoners. That's an order and that's obligatory upon us. The other thing I'd like to say is that lowering your head is not going to protect you. And there's some lines of poetry that Babar Ahmad has written himself. And he was narrating the release of one of the Algerian brother that was in prison with him a few years ago. He was released and Babar went to him and he said, please forgive me. This brother said, you haven't done anything wrong to me. He said, no, but when I heard on TV that you were arrested, I didn't do anything. Today you're released and I'm in prison. Tomorrow I'll be released and somebody else will be in prison. So the next one might be me, that might be you or somebody else. Speaking out is going to protect you, not lowering your head.
Yeah, that's very, very profound and true. Now, I wanted to stay with you, actually, because I wanted to find out, in these sort of situations, something like Baba now, we want these 100,000 signatures. We're trying to raise as much awareness as possible. Do you ever find, do you get any involvement from the major Islamic charities? Do they help in any way, shape or form?
People are very supportive. Yesterday I gave a talk in a mosque in London. There's few talks going around. Brothers are going outside the mosque after Jummah prayer to get some signatures. So yeah, people are supportive, but we need more help and more.
Actually, what I meant actually was the major charities, or not to mention any name, but you know, in the UK we have very major charities here. You know, do you not get any help from them, any assistance from them at all? Because obviously they have their networks, they have their mailing lists, they have their websites, you know, and seeing as this is a situation where we are actually campaigning for him to, you know, to have his trial here, then there shouldn't be anything for anyone to fear. So do you not have any help or assistance from them?
If we do, it's not enough, because obviously there's only 13,000 signatures.
Yeah.
So even if we do, that's obviously not enough.
Well, there's definitely a evident gap there, isn't there? I mean, this is something which we need to be asking that question, why are they not getting involved? I mean, in your experience, has it ever happened where you've had the major charities get involved?
I would say that we shouldn't wait for charities or major organizations to be involved. That's something very simple. You just put your name, your email address on an internet page, ask your friends, your colleague, your family to do it, and that helps. You don't need to wait for some big charities to do it. Do it yourself.
Okay, first of all, let me ask brothers and sisters at home, now, have you signed the petition? That's the first question. And if you have signed the petition, then please call it in now. Our number should be on the screen. Call in and, you know, just let us know how it felt for you. You know, have you signed it yet? If you haven't signed it yet, and, you know, you have any concerns, then I think now is the best time to air your concerns. You have Victoria here, you have Ahnu here. You know, why haven't you signed that petition yet? You know, what is it that's on your mind? You know, do you know enough about Babar Ahmad? Is there any question that you need to ask tonight that would make you, you know, understand him a little bit more, so you can say, right now I'm going to do something about it? So, brothers and sisters, whatever message you have, and you really do care, so please prove it tonight by calling in, and let's hear what you have to say about it.